What is anxiety? It's not accepting reality. If you're here right now and you're experiencing anxiety, then you're not really here right now. When I had mentioned, driving around and doing my errands and whatnot, and having the sense of I need to be doing more, that was me not being in reality, realizing, no, I'm doing what I need to be doing here right now. Okay. Anxiety is also caused by not knowing what you really are. What I mean by that is through meditation practice, through yoga practice, through devotional practices, you start to be able to let go of this understanding or this feeling that you are a limited being. And I've told this story before. Phil McLemore, a CSA minister from Utah, he had given a talk on non-attachment. He told this story of an experience he had when he was waking up one morning. He was just almost awake, but he was not quite awake, but he was just so present and so there that he was just aware of infinity. He was aware of timelessness. He was aware of just being expansive. And he said what happened was he started to, as the alarm went off, he saw himself starting to put on what he called his ego clothes, which means, oh wait, I have this appointment later today. My wife wants me to do this. I have to be at work at this time. I am this person. I have this name. Like all these things just started to come on to him, one at a time. And he said it was interesting just to watch it. And he said that when this occurred, he was thinking to himself, why am I giving up this for that? Why am I giving up this expansive consciousness for this limited sense of self? And so anxiety really, truly, in my experience, aside from not being fully in reality, is not knowing what you are. Because if you knew what you were truly and completely, there would be no anxiety. Because you wouldn't need anything, because everything's there. You wouldn't be worried about accomplishing anything, because you know you're eternal and you've got time, right? And so this whole idea of anxiety, it's just too much identification with your thoughts, with your personality, with your sense of self, so much so that you're not able to really see what's around you. Okay. It's the last one for now. One is not supposed to desire certain states or have any preconceived ideas of where or what the meditation will lead to. Yet we have all been told about the Om vibration and the Christ consciousness star at the center of the eyebrow, so this spiritual eye. So how can we practice these techniques with non-attachment? And how can we not feel like we failed when those techniques feel like they didn't work during meditation? Being given techniques and being told what meditation will lead to, doesn't this all lead to a sure setup for struggle? Yes. Lahiri Mahasaya, in his commentary on the Gita, he explained it so perfectly. So I think it's the second chapter in the Gita on renunciation. And, in India, there's this idea that you need to give up everywhere. You need to give up everything. Give up family, give up your money, give up everything to experience God. But we have to remember that God is all those things too, right? So what we're talking about here when we're giving up attachment is giving up your obsessive and compulsive need to define yourself through things. Okay. When you first get on the spiritual path, you need someone to tell you, focus on the Om vibration, focus on the Christ consciousness. Why? Because that's giving you your focus point. That's giving you your point to stay at so that you can wake up. And the same thing, I use this exercise metaphor or analogy a lot. When you're exercising, you exercise, once a day or 3 times a week, and you just do it, right? You run on the treadmill, you lift your weights and whatnot, and as the weeks and the months go by, you get stronger and you get healthier. It doesn't help at all for you to exercise and be thinking, is this working? Is this working? Am I getting stronger? Am I getting more fit? Because if you do what experts know is good for you to accomplish certain things, you'll get there. And the reason spiritual teachers, yogis and the gurus and whatnot, the reason they say certain things, do this, do that, is because that's what worked for them. And if you just do it, all the cards come together, everything falls into place. And by having attachment to the results, you are, in a sense, blocking the realization, because what you are looking at, what you are focusing on, is the doubt that you have. Okay, and I should look it up, but one of the things that a yogi is not supposed to have is doubt. And I always thought, I wrestled with that for a long time. Because you have to have some sort of logic, you have to have some sort of, rational sense, some sort of doubt so that you don't, use goofy stuff, right? I mean, you have to have that. However, if you know someone who has experienced clarity, if you know someone who has experienced superconsciousness, samadhi, and they tell you to do something, you do it. Okay? Don't worry about, is this going to work? Because if you're worried about, is this going to work, that is short-circuiting that it is going to work. If you don't have faith that it's going to work, it's not going to work. This whole thing, to tie this together, you need to have your foundational practices. Your teacher says, practice your Kriya Pranayama in the morning, do Hatha Yoga, a couple times a week, live a good life, pay your bills, eat your vegetables, do that. And if you say to yourself, all right, I'm doing this, and then let the results come. That's how you do it without attachment. You just start doing it, you quit thinking about it, and that's why we have these regimens and these routines that we do. Because if you know that every morning you're going to get up and you're going to meditate, and then after that you're going to do a little bit of exercise, and then you're going to start your day, you don't have to think about it. You're just going to do it. If you know the night before that you're going to make a list of, to-do things, call this person, do that thing, then when you get up the next day, you don't have to worry about it anymore. There's your list. You get it done, and then you've got free time. Okay? So this whole process, it's about changing the idea that you have to think about things all the time. Because my wife made a vision board one time, and she put on there, it said, stop solving your problems and find the people who've already solved them. Okay, because they'll tell you exactly what to do, right? That's what this is about. It's just about getting in a routine, getting in the flow, so that you're doing what needs to be done, you're watering the garden, you're planting the seeds, you're letting the sunshine down, and then you're letting them grow and sprout in their own time. Because they will. They will.